Hello, Slothrin and adult fans of LEGO. It's time for another episode of Sloth City. And today, as I stand in front of my museum, I have the new Sloth City mascot. It is indeed a sloth. So, everybody admire the new citizen of Sloth City that is actually a real sloth. Well, as real as anything is in a LEGO city. It's better than real. It's LEGO. But on to the topic of the video, which is not in fact the sloth. It is the museum. So let's take a look at the museum. And I did a previous video in which I showed this first floor, but I was not content to leave it the way it was. I had to pack every Egypt-related piece that I had into this room, and so I did not stop until I had managed to do so. So now, if you look in here, we have Egypt running clear across the back wall. We have Egypt up above, in between the lights that I put in to shine on all of the Egypt exhibit, but that runs all the way around here. After much going back and forth, I had come up with the idea of the one sarcophagus open, one sarcophagus closed thing, but then I had this spare sarcophagus lid, so it's in there now, propped up against the wall, just adding to the rather crowded and extreme Egypt decor, but I like it that way. I figure more is more, that's what I say. And I managed to stick this up here. Yeah, it's sideways, but it fits in there that way, and it, again, adds to the whole Egypt exhibit. So it runs all the way around. All those fine Egypt pieces are now being used. And as you can see, yes, indeed, the museum is open for business. The exhibits I'm about to show you are not as packed with stuff as my fine Egypt exhibit, but if I waited until I got all the pieces that I wanted, you would never get to see this video. So we are going to take a look at it as it is, and as I get new pieces, I will show them kind of in passing, in update videos, hey, here's an update with the museum, and I'll show you just like I showed you the sloth, and I won't continue to do long videos to show you little things like that, but over here we have another one of my doors to nowhere, where you can go in and out of the exhibit and take the non-existent stairs. But this is the Indigenous Peoples exhibit, and I have two different kinds of Indigenous peoples. Well, I'm assuming at least two. I don't know whether those are different tribes of Indigenous people, or if they belong to the same tribe, because I am not an indigenous sort of person myself, and I don't know that much about it. I did try to make them look a little bit more, what is the word, authentic. That's why the fellow on the right there has the hair that he does, because he came with what is often described as a Mohican, and I did not think that that was suitable. I did a little bit of research and found that this was considered a more typical way for indigenous people of this continent to wear their hair than in a Mohican. So that's why he has the hair that he does. And she's really pretty unmodified. And my islanders came from another lot of parts that I purchased on eBay, so they are perhaps not quite complete, or their accoutrements may not be exactly as they were sold by Lego. But that is okay because it was a lot more affordable that way. And as I think I've told you before, Sloth City is on a budget. We do not have the money to be investing in big new sets or retired expensive sets. So when I made this chair to look kind of like the Islander throne thing. So I used that as a guide and built this with the parts that I had. So it is similar. It is not quite the same. The other one was a lot more gray, I think. But that is my Islander throne for the museum exhibit for my indigenous people. And back here, that's kind of an invented sort of totem pole sort of a thing that I had going on because I was running out of bricks, and so that's just built into the wall. So if you turn this around, you can see that part of the wall is very rainbow. Because I don't care if the pieces don't match. If I can use them to get the effect that I'm going for, I go ahead and use them. Because any pieces are better than no pieces. And last, we have the crowning glory of the dinosaur exhibit. And here is my dinosaur exhibit. When I was first talking about making this museum and talking about having a dinosaur exhibit, several people said, "Oh yeah, I was thinking about doing that too. I should have a dinosaur exhibit in my museum that I haven't built yet. I'm going to go ahead and buy that creator set, and then I'll have dinosaurs for my exhibit." Well, first of all, as you can see, my museum is not that big. Creator dinosaurs would not fit into my dinosaur exhibit unless I made it absolutely huge. The other thing was, I didn't have the money for a creator set of dinosaur skeletons, but what I did have was an assortment of parts, and I made my own brick-built dinosaur skeleton, and it is unique to the Sloth City Museum. It actually has a head that you can adjust. You can turn it around and pose it as you like. But I did purchase 2 dinosaurs for my dinosaur exhibit. And again, I got these where I get most of my used bricks. I got them on eBay. And so we have the very fine pterodon or pterodactyl. I'm not sure which it is intended to be. And we have the Stegosaurus that I absolutely am in love with. I think that he is so awesome. I just really, really, really like him. Sometimes I take him out and play with him. But there we have 3 floors of exhibits in the Sloth City Museum. We have fine exhibits, we have doors, we have walls, we have patrons. A variety of them are coming in to the museum. So you have now seen everything there is to see at the Sloth City Museum. Thank you for coming. You have a good day.